Boris migrated to the United States with his family, and he graduated with a bachelor's degree in bunker technology at the University of California, Davis in 2008. However, his graduation was untimely as it coincided with an economic downturn in the United States. Subsequently, Boris made his way back to Hong Kong and started his career as a trainee in a listed bank. Boris soon soared in his career and achieved remarkable results that helped him move up the corporate ladder. Yet his success came at a cost due to the tremendous pressure at work, which caused his health to deteriorate. This prompted Boris to seek other opportunities, and he was quickly drawn to his parents' new skin business. He saw the achievement they attained and how different their lifestyle was as compared to other entrepreneurs. It did not take long before Boris joined New Skin full-time in 2015, and nothing has been stopping him from reaching even greater heights in the New Skin business since then.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome on stage $5 million Circle, 1-year Platinum Presidential Director and 5-year Presidential Director, Boris Yeong.
It's black and white.
Good evening. Oh, where's all the energy? Dr. Joe Chang already take it? Back to the United States. Okay, so before I start my sharing, let me give you guys a chance to do a survey, okay? I can either speak English, I can speak Malay, or Chinese. But it all depends on how you can give me the feedback of energy, okay? So, starting. Good evening. Okay? How about 大家好越来越好是不是 Okay, lastly is Upakapa, is it? Great. Okay. So, thank you for New Skin, because Singapore and Malaysia invited me to do a little bit of sharing. Okay, before I start my sharing, I would like to ask you guys to realize one question. What is an idea? An idea, it seems to be so abstract that can be tangible form once you're willing to fulfill. So do you know what's your idea? Why are you here today? And do you have an idea what's going to happen in the future? I was raised in a very cozy and family in Hong Kong. My dad was a ship captain, and my mother was a secretary in a law firm. When I was a kid, they told me the importance of the education to set the difference among the others in the future. The more I'm educated, the more I can contribute back to the society one day. So, they provide me an opportunity to go to the United States to study abroad. But unlike other kids in the United States who study abroad, if their parents are staying in local, my parents moved to the United States for me for 7 years. Wow. Accompanying me all the time. Because I'm an introvert, so I don't like to talk to people, I don't like to talk to new people, I don't like to initiate any conversation. So I appreciated when I was very uncomfortable with the new environment. My parents was there. When I was studying in high school, who's screaming? When I was studying in high school, my parents drive me to school and back and forth every single day. And my friends in high school, they witnessed their freedom and started to arouse their curiosity by asking, "Hey Boris, I know that you guys are new to this country. Do your parents need a job? They seem, it's normal, it's fine. If they want to have a job, then I can give them a referral from my parents. I was like, oh really? Yes. Seems like when we immigrated to the United States, my dad no longer become a ship captain. Instead, he was doing the Tai Chi every single day. My mom no longer was a secretary in a law firm. She was bringing her dogs every single day. So at that night, I go home and ask my parents, do you guys need a job? If yes, I can introduce you my friend. Their parents can give you a referral. They were laughing so loud and said, don't worry about it, son. We have a global business called Nu Skin. I was like, Nu Skin? Global business?
Second generation.
How come I never see any grand opening? I was never invited to any Hong Kong shop or the China. I never see global business from them. They didn't explain too much about what Nu Skin is. Maybe because I was 15, I was too young to understand what Nu Skin is. But I have a concept. Nu Skin can give my parents an opportunity to accompany me in the 7 years in the United States. Then when I was back in 2008, it was my roller coaster year. I hate roller coaster. I never tried roller coaster. It's scary, very scary. Because that year, I spent 20 years of education, school. I finally graduated in a bachelor degree biotechnology. And move on to the next stage. What's the next stage? An adult. Starting to making money and spending like an adult. So my parents can't control what do I want to buy, what I want to shop. What's the next stage? When I was very happy about my future. But do you guys remember what happened in 2008? There is an economic tsunami in the United States. Probably you guys are millennials, right? Okay. So it started from the bankrupt of the Lehman Brothers and has a tremendous impact to the rest of the world.
Subprime crisis.
Thousands of graduates couldn't find a job. Millions of people is being laid off. And unaccountable of business shut down. Instead of sitting and waiting for the U.S. economy recovery, I chose to go back to Hong Kong and start looking for other opportunities. So after a few months, I finally enrolled in a local Hong Kong listed bank as a trainee. Okay? But it's okay. I was so excited because it's my first job in my life. And also, when I was interviewing, they told me how happy the job is you can help your clients to gain their net worth while, because of your vision and your effort, you can make money. It's a win-win situation. Oh, I was so happy. So even when I started as a trainee, but I set myself a goal that I have to become the investment manager in a year. Although I don't have any financial related experience, not from work or from school, but I strongly believe that once you set a goal and you learn and strive for the best, you will have to go achieve and you get the result you wanted. So once I set my goal, after a year, I have become the investment manager, which normally takes 3 years, but I accomplished in 1 year. And the next year, I become the senior investment manager. I was so proud of myself at that moment. Because I can attend all the sales conference every single year to recognize my performance. I was making 7 figures Hong Kong dollars yearly, which is the highest among my peers. I thought that I'm gonna work until 60 and retire because I see my bright future in the banking industry. But everything, there is a trade-off. Due to the pressure of my work, I started to lose my relationship with my parents and myself. I was working so hard. Every day I had to work for 14 hours. After I got off work, and then when I got home, then I had to monitor the US market. Because I have so many frustrations, stressful, pressure, sometimes I'll put my anger and temper on my parents when they don't understand how tough my job was. On the other hand, I have a client called Margaret, but not Margaret Song, okay? I don't know why Margaret this name, they are so rich, I don't know why. This Margaret is one of my richest client in my portfolio, and we form a strong bonding throughout years. She has no single doubt of my investment advices. But one time, there's a very huge declining of the stock market, and she's suffering a loss, huge loss. Then, when I call her to the branch, after an hour of chatting, I asked her, let's do the investment again. She refused. And my branch manager is frustrated. And then she was looking outside of the door, see if there's any investment has been done. Because we have our own target and the branch target. Because under the pressure of the branch target, finally, I bring out the investment form, the investment application form. I give her the pen and said, "You signed it." And then, you know how she reacts? She slaps on the table and shout, "Mr. Yeong, please don't force me to do this." And left. I was so shocked of her reaction. I never see her angry. Margaret is so nice, right? So nice. No angry, no temper. But she left. Then I locked myself up in the room, asking myself, what am I doing? Why am I doing this? Do I have to sacrifice my principle because of the branch target? Do I have to dislike myself just for the paycheck? So, I noticed that I need to move on to the next chapter. But before I move on to the next chapter, I have to notice what's happening in the future so that I will get the greatest potential result. And I have discovered 3 areas. The first, the trend of aging population. Since nowadays people are more concerned on their health, so they choose their food wisely, they exercise routinely to maintain a healthy life. So their life expectancy is growing, is increasing. But here's the problem, the Social Security. Social Security has a series of funding issues because of the growing of the populations. That's why they're cutting the benefits. They are increasing the younger excessive payroll taxes. Secondly, unproductive and consume resources without generating any. They are putting more and more health complications of the old people. So it's putting more pressure on the healthcare system. Third, less time to be free and fully independent. Nowadays, several countries already raising their retirement age from 60, 65 to 75. It's happening in Singapore, right? That's what I heard. They're gonna move the retirement, or they call it the provident fund, gonna start from 75. So people have to keep on working for several more years because of the financial reasons. Secondly, we have the trend called artificial intelligence. What is it? What is it? It is going to be our fourth revolution in the early 21st century. The robots is going to play an essential role in our lives, making ourselves more convenient, more efficient, but also they are taking millions of human jobs. For example, Amazon Go is a new type of grocery superstore in the United States with no checkout required. So there are no cashier. The cashier is already eliminated. There's another called Carvana. Carvana is also in the United States. It's a car dealing platform that there's no more dealerships. So you don't have to pay for the money for the sales. The car sales are gone in the market. Was that? Okay. And then third, Yandex. It's a Russian company that they already invented a driverless car. So, we can start to remote our car in office from home. So, all the Uber, Grab, you have to be careful. Okay? You have to be careful. Lastly, the trend of online shopping and social media. Now, those business, they're starting to want to get more worldwide globalization. So they are doing the advertising through online and selling the products and services online. They are building their web page, even they have a retail store. They are starting to build a business online. So what's the impact? The manufacturer delivers the product to the consumer directly. No more retailing, no more wholesaling. The cheaper price compared to the retail store. Because there's no more running costs. You don't have any advertisement costs, but more exposure. It's free on Facebook or Instagram, right? It's more convenient to shop because all you need is just a phone or computer. You can just sit at home anytime, anywhere. You can shop online. And you can access to more variety of goods. So do you see what's coming next? Old population is taking more resources from the society. Artificial intelligence is taking up millions of human jobs. In social media, online shopping, it's changing the world it's making a huge impact to the retail store. Either they have to cut the number of shops or they're running out of business. But what I see the solution. When there is a crisis, there is always an opportunity. And one of the solutions is Nu Skin. Nu Skin has a technology called age lock that is targeting the youth genes, making people live younger, look prettier. Nu Skin has a solution to the social media. Instead of being impacted by the social media revolution, they ride it and take advantage of it 2 years ago. So our revenue and sales are growing steadily each year. Nu Skin, how about artificial intelligence? Robots, are they going to pull me down? I don't think so. Because Nu Skin is an interrelationship business building. The difference between human and robots is we have feelings, we have emotions, and most importantly, we have trust. So once I see the opportunity of Nu Skin, I quit my job and started my Nu Skin business 4 years ago. When I was starting in 2015, I thought Nu Skin is very simple and easy business. Because I can ask the rich people to invest millions of dollars in investment funds. Here, I'm just looking for 4 customers or 4 persons to start to invest thousands of dollars so that I can become the Ruby, or you guys call it the executive brand partner. Go to trip. Very easy, simple. So at that moment, my parents asked me to, oh, you have to go to the training section, you have to train your mindset, to train your skills. I refused. Because I strongly believe that because of my past working experience, I can make accomplishment easily. So after 3 months, I've been calling my friends, my ex-colleagues, my ex-clients, but not my ex-girlfriend. No one signed up in the first 3 months. Then I was thinking, this business is so hard. It's not suitable for me. It might be for my parents, but not for me. Then there are only 2 options for me. Option 1, I go back to the finance industry. Or option 2, I look for the people who are successful in this industry and ask for their opinion. Of course, I'm going to ask my parents. Then they give me a storytelling metaphor. They said, even you are good in boxing, can you use your boxing skills to play as Tai Chi? When you are in a new field, you have to learn. You have to be a blank paper and learn. After you learn, you have to practice and practice. Practice and practice, and you'll become your new skills. So after I listened, I started to learn from the teacher, from all the lecturers, from all the trainers. I noticed that my flaw is that I was presenting the business to the people and persuading them to do it. But the other approach they teach me is, first, you have to look for what they need. New Scheme is a solution for them. So it's a totally different approach. And I use this approach. After the 4 months, I've become a Ruby, you guys could call Ruby, or executive brand partners. And once I created, and I go to the first trip to Sydney. Once I was very happy about the Sydney, then I go back to Hong Kong, very excited. You can see all the aircraft doing the new scheme on the air. But I started to have my bottleneck of my business. Because I thought that this business is ourselves. People are responsible for their growing or declining. But my task is just to give them the opportunity so that they can be handled or trained by themselves. So what's the result? People come and go. People come and go. People come and go. People come and go. And I feel frustrated. And after a couple of months, I finally realized the hardest part of this business is not recruiting. It's if we are doing our diligence to do the follow-up. What does that mean? Is when they sign up and join the business, it's not closing. It's just the beginning. We have to put their commitment, their accomplishment on as our responsibility. We have to treat them like our son and daughter. We have to give them compliment when they're on the right track. We have to console them. We have to care about them when they're facing difficulty. We have to realize that they are new to this business. We can't let them go if they are not fully independent. So I started shifting from an introvert to an extrovert. Starting to care more about them, communicate with them, guide them, assist them. And after years of effort, we become the 100 BDM last year. And a couple of 20 plus and 30 plus in our group. So people is asking, sometimes they ask me, what is the success formula? Positivity, persistency, focus, working hard. These are the key answers that you can get from reading a book written by the successful people. They are all true. We have to be positive because we know this negative mindset could not give us good results. We have to be persistent because giving up is the easiest decision to make when we are on the journey. We have to keep working hard because fortune and luck is only happen on us to what we dedicate to do. But to me, the key difference between the great and the greatness is an idea. It's an idea. What's your idea? It's the idea of change. And the change will give you a hope. Some people, they feel great. They're going to work every single day, 12 hours per day, wake up early in the morning. They feel comfortable. Why change? Some people, they're staying at home watching TV 24 hours, waiting for their partners or their parents to bring money back home. They feel comfortable. Why change? But if we conclude that what we have right now is the best what we can get, then we or our society will no longer have a better future. Thomas Edison invented the first electric light bulb, so that nowadays we are no longer live in darkness. The Wright brothers invented the first powered aircraft, so that nowadays we can travel around the world and explore other cities. Alexander Bell invented the first practical telephone. So nowadays, we can communicate to each other without any restrictions. Tim Berners-Lee invented the World Wide Web. So we nowadays can access all the information online, just sit at home. These inventors, brilliant. They have an idea of change because this change can make the people in the future have a better living. But what about us? What about us? We might not have an incredible idea like those inventors, like those legendary. But can we have a brilliant ideas to change for our families, for our parents, or for ourselves? To provide more better living standard for our loved ones. To provide more timing when they needed us. If we don't have the idea of change, we no longer have a better future. So, the key about whether you'll be successful in the future is not about the techniques you have. It's not about the mindset you have. They all can be trained. But the key to unlock your bright future is an idea of change. And that change will give you a hope. I'm blessed that my parents hadn't changed 28 years ago. So now they were already retired. They're enjoying their life with financial freedom, time freedom, and health freedom. And they can put more time at that moment to accompany me when I need them in the United States. I'm so glad I have an idea of changing 4 years ago. So now I can enjoy my time with my parents, with my wife, with my family. These 2 years, we've been spending many times in traveling, more than 15 countries, and we have planned 4 of them this year already. So now, to people who are parents who are in this business, keep fighting. And one day, your kids will notice and treasure what you have done for them. For the wife or husband, they're doing the business. Keep fighting. Because your partners one day will be blessed because your first change out of the comfort zone. To people who start themselves. Keep fighting because they can discover the best of you in the future. After all, the people in New Skin start still thinking if New Skin is so do we have any relations with them, or is it suitable for them? Can it be successful? It's about your idea. What's your idea? What's your idea of being here today, the whole afternoon? So, to all the people, the audience, are you ready to fight for your family? Yes. Are you ready to fight for your kids? Yes. Are you ready to fight for your loved ones? Yes. Are you ready to fight for a better future? Yes. So, you all have an idea of change. And that change, I'm sure, will give all you guys a hope. Thank you.
Thank you once again to $5 million circle. 1 year platinum.